Hi there VC, it's Steve Whitty here with another video. Video with difference. I'm not going to show you anything. This is more a reflective video really about how music changed my life for the better. And this really harks back to a particular episode that happened about 20 odd years ago. And it was, and giving background of myself, I'm not married. I am single. I live on my own. I've always been a bit of a loner. Don't get me wrong. I've had relationships, but all haven't. Nothing sort of panned out. But this sort of related to work at the time. This incident. I was working for an engineering company, and my job was to source and provide spare parts to the machines that our customers had. A lot of these machines were very old, and the parts were sort of bespoke for that particular machine, which meant having to liaise with small engineering firms in order to make the parts to supply these other companies. Now, the company went bust in 1995. I'd just taken the mortgage out on it and didn't really know what was happening. However, the company was brought out to receivership by these three characters. Two of them salt of the earth. However, the one guy, I ain't going to name him. He's probably not alive anymore. Excuse me. For some reason, and I think he took a dislike, but he didn't take a shine to me. And he also thought the reason the company went bust, because basically they thought the workforce was crap. It was our fault that the company went bust. So he tried to rule with fear, and it did get to me. But some reason, he particularly did not like. I don't know if it was not like, whether he thought I could do better with myself or whatever. But he started dragging me off on projects and things that had nothing to do with my role, and I was spending less and less time with the role. For instance, he paid for me to go and see Shakespeare at the Royal Shakespeare Company, which was fine, but it was in work time, where you got these companies that were struggling to, where's my spare part? What's happening here? And I was getting unhappy. I didn't realise the effect it was having on me. And basically, what happened, it was 1997, I took a week off work, and I come back after the week off, and obviously the proverbial hit the fan a little bit while I was away. These companies were complaining, oh, I'm not getting my spare parts, what's happening? You know, you're doing this guy, employing this guy, but basically me. And one of the directors sort of came in and said, you know, you got to book your ideas up or you're going to get the sack, mate. And I just went back to my desk and I just blew up, for want of a better word. And one of the senior managers, senior salesmen, who I'd known, took me into his office and says, we've noticed that you know, things are not right with you. I think you're going to see a doctor. And what they noticed was that my appearance had started to change. I wasn't bothering ironing the shirt. I wasn't bothering shaving, you know. But 1 or 2 days stubble. My general demeanour had gone. My head was down. I wasn't smiling anymore. Where I apparently I always smiled a lot. I always like a laugh and whatever. But that had gone. And so I booked an appointment with the doctor. And the doctor confirmed that what had happened is I'd become depressed. I'd got depression. And he basically signed me off at work. And fortunately, it caught me in time. But I had a couple of weeks off work, to get myself head back together. And basically, this guy was told to leave me alone. And I suspect now it'd be called workplace bullying, like what I would have gone through. So I went back to work, gradually built back, but my role had changed. But I was still, I was still not happy there. And I'd been with the company. It was my first proper job. I'd been with the company 15 years, since I was 18. And I suppose there was a fear factor about finding something else. However, eventually, 1998, my hand was forced. The company wasn't doing well, and they just decided to get a whole lot of us redundant. And I remember when I was told I was getting made redundant, I wasn't surprised. And he said, "You've been here too long, mate. You need to find something else, something to do, better to do with your life." And I walked out of there thinking, "Oh shit, what am I going to do now? This is all I've known." And I got home, and I'd got the local Birmingham Evening Mail and first night's job night, and I'd got that. I'd had that. I hadn't read it, but I read it when I got home. It was a Friday. I got made redundant. So anyway, I saw this advert. Want to be radio presenter production training course over at Castle Vale. Ring this number. And I thought, well, you know what? I got nothing to lose. So I gave this number a ring. This was Vale FM. And I spoke to the station manager. And he says, well, you can apply, but really this is for the residents of Castle Vale. Now, Castle Vale is a suburb of Birmingham. It was built on the old air strip, I think. Air base. There used to be an air base there with Spitfires and all that during World War II. And it turned into a housing development in the 50s and 60s, and basically fell into disrepair. And a lot of money was spent regenerating it, and part of it was to have a community radio station where you train people unemployed on a 20-week course. So he said, put your application in anyhow. Next week I got a phone call, come over to Garrett's Green College, there's a sort of like a open day and whatever. And it was basically all I had to do was sit down and write my most memorable day. Anyway, a week later, I get a phone call. You're on the course. So January 1999, I started this course. And it was the radio production presentation. So basically, for 16 weeks, you taught the basics about radio, law, computing, making news items, presentation. And in the final 4 weeks, what's called a restricted service broadcast. So you end up broadcasting live as a proper radio station for 4 weeks. In the meantime, I had to still look for work, and I did end up having an interview over at this logistics firm based at Jaguar. I got to a second interview, and believe me, when I got to the second interview, I thought, I just didn't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to get some control back in my life. So I contrived to not deliberately mess up, but I wasn't as thorough with my answers that I could have been. So I ended up doing this course, and 4 weeks broadcasting just changed me. It built my self-esteem and confidence right up. I had an afternoon show. I did the afternoon show 1 till 4. Tuesday to Thursday, and I did some sports reporting at the weekend. And I picked the music to play, but I had to do like live interviews, go out and make stories and edit it all to broadcast on air. I just absolutely loved it. I didn't want it to end, to be quite honest. And I ended up with a certificate of credit. It says Stephen Brian Whitty has got an open college network, 6 credits at level 2, 7 at level 3, radio broadcasting from City College, Birmingham. And it did change my life. And it is, I don't want to say music did change my life. It did change my life purely because I got to play certain records. And my playlist, I called a lot of favours from family with their CDs and music. Had to tailor it to the audience, which was Castle Vale. The restricted service license is you broadcast to a 5-mile radius. So basically it's the whole 5-mile radius around Birmingham. However, if the wind blew in the right direction, I did get a thank you from somebody in Ashby de la Douce in Leicestershire, which is about 70 mile away, I think, 50, 60 mile away. So what happened next? Flushed with that, with the confidence, I just decided, sod it. I always wanted to go to university. I was 34 when I made that decision. Full-time student, part-time work, handouts to help pay the mortgage. And in 2002, get that certificate, I got my Bachelor of Arts with honours. It's a 2-2 second class, second division, media, cultural studies and politics. To my right, behind me on my right, my mum, one of the last things she did before she passed away was make that, it's a sort of like a tapestry, congratulating me on graduating. And I did say on the vinyl tag 2017, if this place went up went up in smoke, it'd be that I'll say. None of these. These are replaceable. I've only got one. You only ever have one, mum. And from that, what I learnt was it's about sometimes you've got to take risks in life. Going to university, taking risks. When I was at National Express, I was employed with them for 12 years. I got fed up, I was unhappy. When redundancy came, I took it. I was 49. Now I'm 52. I'm coming up to 53 in a couple of months. I'm with the civil service now and got myself a good job. And I'm reasonably happy. You know, I'm happy in my own skin and everything. So music changed my life purely, as I've always been a fan of music, but it allowed me to actually look at things in a totally different way and help me build my confidence back up. So that's my little story, VC. Feel free to comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. And if you've stumbled across the channel for the first time and you like what you see, click on the subscribe button. Tantalisingly close to 200 now subscribers, which ain't bad. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the week. I might do another video during the rest of this week. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, VC, take care of yourself. Keep spinning. More importantly, keep smiling. Look after yourselves.